morning. We've got a really warm day in Alabama. I'm going to try and show some of my plants here this morning. I don't know what happened last night, but for some reason I could not sleep all night long. I've been up for like 36 hours. Stayed out in the shop all night long messing with orchids and other things. Anyway, I'm tying up some plants this morning with some of this gardener's twist, this twist tie. Just trying to get some of them organized, get them straightened up a little bit. I've got a handful of them here I want to go through, and I thought I'd just show you some of them, how they're doing. This is LC Watery Mendenhall. This was a Carmella. All my orchids are bag babies or little rescues, except for about 6 of them that came from an order my wife got me a couple of months ago from Carmella. They were really nice plants. Most of them were in spike, or a couple of them were in spike, I should say. And they had pretty good roots. Again, changing the medium, most of the roots are going to die or fall off, but these don't do too bad. You can see the shape of the the little pots and stuff that they were in still. All I did was slide them out of the pots, remove as much bark as I could, and put them right in the gravel, and they just took right off. So that's all I've really done to this one. This one was this one had a great root system, and I picked it up out of the shade house the other day to I was going over to the rain barrel with it, and as I was walking along, fire ants came out of it, and ran up my arm, and started eating my ass up. Anyway, I let this thing soak for 24 hours in water, and it still had ants. They still crawled up my arm. The next day when I picked it up, they still came out. So I tried about a half a dozen things all week long, and finally I ended up spraying it with pyrethrins, a fruit tree spray. Comes from chrysanthemums, organic. Anyway, it didn't hurt the plant. Plant seemed to be fine. If anything, it may even perked it up. But it's got lots of roots coming back out again, so I'm not worried about it. It didn't seem to bother it. And it's got a new growth there and a new growth there, I just noticed, just sitting here. And it's finishing up this cane here. So this one, I want to get that pulled over and tightened up, just so it doesn't get out. If I keep letting it grow, it's just going to get out of the way, and it'll be a problem later. So if I address it now, it won't be. This is it's a beautiful plant. I love this one. This is PCV Golden Peacock, Richard Mueller. And this one has grown, I don't know, 7, maybe 6 or 7 new growths. There's another one right there. Very, very, very aggressive grower. This was, again, a little bag baby and lost all its roots. I put it in water culture, got some roots started, and put it in the lava rock, and it's taken off. It's done really, really well, and just been a great grower, not an issue at all. And I'm just going to get this cane pulled over here a little bit too, because it's if you pull it up and hold it there for a few weeks, it'll stay there. But if I leave it like that, it's just going to keep growing out, and it's just going to become an issue. I'll snap it. I'm as much as I move things around, I can't handle things correctly. I'll snap that off. So I need to get that fixed too. Here's another one. This is BLC Memorial Grant Eichler. I might have shown this one last night when I was making the wire clips. This is another really pretty plant. I just love this one. Anything that's got the lily, and I really kind of I like their growth habit, more vertical, more erect. So I'm wanting to tighten up a couple of these, and this one growth here, you can see that's going to be a problem for sure. I'll break that off. I can't believe I haven't broke it off already, but that needs to get pulled up so we can get it taken care of. And nice healthy plant, nice green color, really, really rich. Got a little sheath coming out here, and another one over here I see. So I'm happy. This is POT Hingsing Pocky Carmella. This is another one of the Carmella orchids. I like their plants. They had some really nice plants. This is a cane I want to get this pulled up and controlled a little bit too. So things like this that stick out like that, you can see this if I stand back and look at this plant. I'll break that off. I'll just break it off. I like them when they stand up like this. That's an old scale spot. But this has been another good plant. A lot of good root growth. You can see the shape of the pot that it was in from Carmella. But lots of root growth, and they seem to love the gravel. Seem to love it. This was one of the very first Cattleyas I ever bought. This has probably been in about a half a dozen different medias, from moss to bark, water culture, back to bark, back to moss again. Nice new growth, nice size to it, nice color to it. Now this little purple shading, that's because it's a new growth and that's from the sunshine. Anyway, color's back. This was a real light color before. It's got a little bit better color now. Scale's gone. It had a little damage to it, but a lot of root growth. It seems very, very happy in that pea gravel, and no blooms yet. Well, actually, speak too soon. There's a little tiny piece of a sheath maybe right there. So maybe. Um, I would love to see a bloom off that one. This one, I think I showed this one last night too. This is one of my favorites as well. This is Bepi, B-E-P-I, Golden Peacock. And I just like the way this plant grows. It's such an aggressive grower. This was a bag baby that lost all its roots, then broke it into 2 pieces, which is probably common too. And I was getting ready to throw it away. Toss it into the hedge, as Roger would say. And hollowed out this little piece of wood, stuck it down in there, and pushed the pieces of wood that I tore out of it back in there around it to hold it in place. It's got a couple pieces of wire stake to hold it too, and it is obviously very, very happy in it. A lot of air holes drilled through it, a couple of holes through the bottom for it to drain, and you can see they just love the wood. It's grown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new growths, and might be another one coming back there. So again, I've heard people say before that nodosas or brassavolas are slow growers and one cane a year or something like that, or maybe I'm just, I don't know, hearing the wrong stuff, but I'm not seeing that at all. I mean, I don't think that's spectacular growth. It's a very, very small plant, but I don't see slow growth on this one at all. This is another one. I really like this one. This is another Laelia cross, LC Busy Bev Blue Jewel, and again, I like the Laelias because of they have that beautiful vertical kind of a stance, and this, you can see what I'm doing here. This one right here, I'm gonna snap that off. That's gonna get in trouble if I don't get it tied up here. So we're gonna work on seeing if we can't get that fixed. This is from I caught a snail on this the other night. I was out in the middle of the night looking at my orchids, and I caught a snail on that. He took care of it, and anyway, it looks like a good healthy plant. Everybody looks real green and nice color. I'm not too worried about these. Everybody's kind of changed color and richened up there and gotten a lot more even since I started doing the foiler feeds. I want to do a show on how I feed my orchids, but I kind of feed them differently every couple of times. There's not any one particular way I feed them, but I need to do a show and probably show how I do feed them. It's very, very simple. Roger did a great show the other day on simplifying everything, and we've been pounding pH and ppms and nutrients and or pH ranges and talking about all that stuff a lot over the last couple of days and or last couple of weeks, and we're getting ready to finish it up, kind of summarize everything, and then we're going to start using this. Then we're just going to start looking at orchids and just growing, having fun out in the garden, and as we come across issues, we're going to break this stuff out and we're going to use it and see if we can't make a little bit better growers out of everybody. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is make good growers out of everybody. And along the way, you guys can teach me about orchids, because it was a humbling experience the last week or two to find out that there's a whole lot of unique individual characteristics. And I knew that about these type of plants. I knew that. I mean, you don't have to grow them for 15 years to understand that. And I can research. I'm a big boy. I can look stuff up. I know how to do that. And I can read. I'm a voracious reader. So, but it's a lot of stuff you can't find. I said it to somebody the other day. Who was it? No, it was Roger. Again, Roger, I'm really supporting your channel for you this afternoon. Anyway, he did a great spotlight on a couple of his plants, and I told him, I said, that's what I need. Those are the shows that I need to absorb. I know how to grow. I can do the pH and the ppms and all that other stuff, but when he spotlights a plant and gives all that information and everything, I mean, you can buy a $100 orchid book and you don't get the information that he gives you in 5 minutes. You don't get that out of a $100 orchid book. So hands-on experience, that's worth a lot of money. A lot of money. This is a sister to the one I showed last night. Cattleya Mott Spot times ERT Kevin Mark Ragbird and Fragrant Pink. And this one does not have a ring around it. I regret not doing that. And the other one does have a ring around it. You can see what happens not being protected, right? But These are just aggressive growers. This was a little bag. I mean, one of those little 2-inch little net pots with a little plant in it, you know, they all hang on the peg hook. It was like $6.99 or something. And look at this thing. This is since, I mean, I got this in, I guess, December or something like that. So look at the growth. I was just really been amazed. This one is a high feeder. This one, I've taken this one up to 500 parts from 500 ppms. And actually on the other one, the Sistro, there's some tips on it that I burned off of it because it probably touched the maximum amount for its nutrient capacities. But I was playing around with it one afternoon trying to see what I could get it to take, and by God, it took almost 500 before it started showing signs of it. But anyway, after I flushed it out, it threw about 2 or 3 big growths started coming out right after that. So it definitely is a hungry feeder. But just wanted to show you a few of them today, and get out in your garden. Get growing. Have a great afternoon. I got work to do, and I may try and take a nap. Later.